Today we are going to see about series resonance circuit. So we have seen about RLC series circuit. Okay, and you have the source V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So this is R, this is L, and this is C. The unit of R is ohms. Unit of L is henries. And unit of capacitance is farad. Now, inductive reactance is given by XL and capacitive reactance is given by XC. So, the current flowing in the circuit I is equal to V by R plus or R by Z or R by Z, where Z is equal to R square plus XL difference XC the whole square under root. So this we already studied in the series RLC circuit. Now what happens is, there is a special case where XL is equal to XC. If both are equal, what will happen? Let us see in the phasor diagram. So here both V and I are in phase for resistance. In case of inductance, VL is leading the current. In case of capacitance, the current is leading the voltage across the capacitor. Now what happens is, the current through the series RL circuit is the same. That is, the same current flows through L and C. Suppose if XL and XC both are equal, that means both the voltage drops will be equal. That means VL and VC gets cancelled and the circuit behaves like a pure resistive circuit. That means the overall effect of this voltage, the magnitude and direction, both the magnitude is same, but the direction is 180 degree out of phase. So if that is the case, this VL is equal to VC, therefore the value will be 0. So at resonance, what will happen is, the circuit will behave like this L and C can be thought of as short circuit. Therefore the current flowing in the circuit is I is equal to V by R. So this is the current flowing in the circuit at the resonance. At resonance. Okay. So there will be questions asking, what is the current flowing in this circuit at resonance? So if it is not in resonance, then you have to compute XL, XC, and we should go by the regular method. Now we will derive the resonant frequency. So we have seen that XL equal to XC is the condition required in the series resonance circuit. So XL is equal to 2 pi FL. That is omega L. 2 pi F is omega L. That is inductive reactance should be equal to capacitive reactance. Now XC is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. Okay. Now bring this F here and 2 pi L to the other side. So what happens is, this F into F is F square, which is equal to 2 pi. Then you have 2 pi. Then you have L into C. Okay. Therefore, F is equal to plus or minus square root of 1 divided by 2 pi the whole square LC. So now F is equal to, forget about minus sign, we will take positive value. Root of 1 is 1. 2 pi square root is 2 pi. We are pulling out of the square root. Then root LC. This is resonant frequency. FR is equal to 1 by 2 pi LC. Unit for resonant frequency is Hertz. So we can write this in terms of omega also. That is, you bring this 2 pi this side. So you will get 2 pi FR is equal to 1 by root of LC. That is, this is nothing but omega. Omega is equal to 1 by root of LC. This is radians per second. Okay. So in some books they deal with omega r, in some books they deal with a frequency. Mostly this will be frequently used. Okay. So what is the meaning of this? At the resonant frequency, what will happen is, actually you will be having a coil and a capacitor, but at this frequency alone, these two can be thought of as a short circuit. The components will be there, but it is treated as a short circuit. So the question is, at resonance, what is the current? So just you see the voltage, you see the value that at resonance I is equal to V by R. Now we will see the quality factor and bandwidth of the circuit. Now we will see the frequency response of the series resonance circuit. At resonant frequency, assume this is the resonant frequency FR, maybe 100 kilohertz, 200 kilohertz or 1 megahertz, that is the resonant frequency. So I told you at resonant frequency current will be maximum. So what is that current? That current is equal to I is equal to V by R. Okay. For example, if V is equal to 10 volts and R is equal to 1 kilo ohm, then I is equal to V by R, 10 by 1k, which is equal to 10 milliamps. So the point maximum current will be 10 milliamps at this point. So this is the maximum current that can flow when applied voltage is 10 volts and the resistance, this R value is 1k. You need not take into account this L and C. We have said already it is in resonance. So R value is, if R value is 1k, the current flowing in the circuit is 10 milliamps. So usually the graph will go like this. Okay. The graph will go like this. It touches the peak and it goes like this. See, actually for an ideal case there should not be any resistance at all. That is the ideal case. That means even this is replaced by a short circuit. So what happens? So ideal case, it is 100% short circuit. That means R value is 0 basically. R value is 0. So what happens? Anything divided by 0 will give you infinite current. That is the ideal case. That means if you have some resistance, you will be seeing some bandwidth. Okay. Now we have to define what is bandwidth. Now this is the maximum value. I am calling this as IM. Now I call this as IM, maximum current flowing in that circuit. Okay. So from this you take 0.707 the maximum value, 0.707 the maximum value. That is 70.7. Suppose this is 100%, then you are considering the 70.7% value. I'll tell you what it is, 70.7%. So just drop a line. So it will touch one point, you drop a vertical line, and then this line. So this I am calling as F1 and this as F2. Okay. Now this is resonant frequency FR. So F2 minus F1 is termed as the bandwidth. So to find the bandwidth, first you find out the maximum value of the current. From that you take 70.7% of the maximum value. This can be current or voltage. So usually we will take current. So 0.707 the maximum value. This is nothing but 1 by root 2. This value is nothing but 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 is 1 divided by 1.414. If you divide and see, you will get 0.707. So you will get F1 and F2. That means you have frequencies right from 0 to F1 and above F2 also. But above this, anything above this value, 70.7% the maximum value, those frequencies are accepted. Accepted in the sense it gives reliable output. But less than F1 or greater than F2, what happens is the value comes below the value of 70.7%. So Sometimes you may get the required data, or the data may be off due to noise signal. So we won't rely on those frequencies. So acceptable frequency is right from F1 to F2, and this F2 minus F1. So this, you know, it is F2 and this is F1. So F2 minus F1 is the bandwidth. Now another thing is, this FR is in between F2 and F1. That is, the frequency deviation from FR to F2 and from FR to F1 is equal. Equal in the sense, one is above FR and the other one is below FR. But this range of frequencies and this range of frequencies are equal. So this 10 milliamps is due to when the resistance is 1K, this is 1K. Suppose in this place, if this is replaced by 10K, that means 10 by 10K, the current will be 1 milliamps. Okay, that means current reduces. So 1 milliamps, so this is 10 milliamps, so 1 milliamps may be at this point. So the graph will go like this. So what do you infer from this? When the R value increases, the overall, the current value decreases. So this will be the amplitude. When R value decreases, the current increases. It goes to 10 milliamps. But for the ideal case, what I said, R value is ideally has to be 0. That means there is no resistance at all. This is the ideal case, but this will not happen in the world. Ideal case is this is 0 and you have already L and C alone in the circuit. Both are ideal inductance and ideal capacitance. That means what? An inductance without resistance and a capacitance without resistance. That's the meaning, but that cannot happen in the, so that is in the present practical conditions. Okay, now assume that there is no R at all. That is, R value 0. As I said earlier, if this is 0, I divided by 0 goes to infinity. That means this curve has to come very close, almost very close to the resonant frequency, and this peak value will go to infinity. So now I can say it is almost a straight line. That is, the series resonance circuit at a resonant frequency allows only one frequency, that is FR, resonant frequency. But if you want to allow a range of frequencies which is acceptable, that is from F1 to F2, there should be some resistance, then only you will get this bandwidth. Okay, but if the resistance value is too high, that is 10K, then the magnitude will be very less, whereas we will get a wide bandwidth. Wide bandwidth means if you take this as the maximum, then 70.7% of the maximum will be somewhere here. So that means the bandwidth will get increased. So the quality factor is given by voltage across L or C divided by applied voltage. Now the voltage across L is Im into XL divided by applied voltage is Im into R, maximum current into R. Im gets cancelled, therefore quality factor is equal to XL by R. Now this we can remember using the impedance triangle. Generally in the impedance triangle, what will happen is, for ordinary without resonance, this is XL difference XC, we will assume XL minus XC. But under resonant condition, both XL and XC is equal at the resonance. So we will take either XL or XC. So in that case, tan phi, you apply tan phi. Tan phi is equal to XL by R. XL by R. Therefore, you can easily remember in terms of this impedance triangle also, the quality factor is equal to XL by R. So to find out XL, we have 2 pi FL. So XL is 2 pi FL. This F is nothing but the resonant frequency of the circuit. So I will replace it by FR by R. Now we already know that FR is equal to, 1 by 2 pi root LC. This is the resonant frequency. So that value you substitute here. So what will happen? So quality factor is equal to 2 pi, bring this L forward, by R. Then you have FR. FR is into 1 by 2 pi root LC. This 2 pi and 2 pi gets cancelled. L can be written as root L into root L divided by R into root L into root C. So this root L get cancelled. So Q is equal to 1 by R square root of L by C. So which is easier? Either you can apply this formula also, you have to find the FR, then multiply by R and divide by R. But this is a very easy formula to remember. If you know the value of R, L and C, you can always find the quality factor of the circuit.